Ko dia ho, haramai, welcome to Homemade Let's Cook. We're going savoury today and we're going to be making some savoury pinwheels. They're great for parties or just for a snack or something really just easy to make that looks pretty cool as well. So what are you going to need? Pretty simple stuff today. Pastry, flaky puff. We need some tomato paste. I've just whisked up an egg. I've got a little bit of some bacon pieces here, which you can get at the supermarket, or you can use ham. Doesn't really matter, either way is fine. And we need some cream cheese, and that's it. So time to put the oven on to moderate to moderately hot. You know your oven, and now it's time to take a closer look at what we're going to do today. We're just going to focus on just preparing one pastry sheet today. And we're actually going to work on the pastry while it's still defrosting. It gives it a nice hard base to work from. First thing we're going to do is take our tomato paste, just using a spoon, and just liberally smear some of that tomato over the top. Now do leave just a small gap just at the end, so you could almost draw yourself a little line there as to where you're not going to go to, because we're going to put some egg onto that. Now just smearing this tomato paste has just made me realise that there's one other ingredient that we need to grab, and I'll grab that in a moment, but that's our oregano, because we're just going to put some of that over the top. All right, so that's probably enough tomato paste there. Next thing we're going to do is put on some of our cream cheese. Now I've chosen the regular cream cheese, not the spreadable, but it is up to you. I find sometimes when you're doing cooking, it's best not to use the spreadable. It's probably something that you use if you're, making sandwiches or something like that, but not necessarily the cooking element. So I'm just dotting some little pieces around here, and I'm actually going to spread them in a moment, but we'll just get them on there. And look, personal preference, up to you how much you'd like to put on here as well. Okay, so I've got enough pieces there. And I'm just going to do, it makes a knife a little bit messy, and that's why we put the big blobs on first, so we don't get blobs into our cream cheese. I'm just going to press it down a little bit. Yeah. Cream cheese is also great on pizza if you've ever tried that. Okay, now time for the little bits of bacon. And as I said, you could use ham, but this is really easy from the deli at the supermarket, and you don't have to cut it up. You really don't need a lot of it actually either. If you were making some vegetarian scrolls, you could substitute this maybe for a little bit of, maybe say green capsicum, something like that. So we don't want to completely overload it, because of course we have to roll those up. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to, as I say, I forgot about the oregano before, but I'm going to pop a little bit of oregano, sprinkle that just over the top. It's not completely necessary. So if you don't have any, don't worry. All right, so time to take a little bit of our egg wash, and we're just going to pop that just there, just acts a little bit as a glue. There we go, we use the rest for the top. And now, really simply, we're just going to roll this up. And when we get to the end, just hold it down for a little bit, just to give it some time to stick. And then we're going to transfer it to a wooden tray so we can cut it up. And of course we need our baking tray ready as well, so we'll just pop that on the side. The next thing, of course, is we need a sharp knife. Just cut them in pieces. You see they look like that? And just place them on the tray. And then of course we will do that little bit of egg wash on the top. Just makes it nice and glossy when they come out. And keep an eye on them in your oven. As we keep on saying, all ovens cook differently. And I might just give them a little bit of a helping hand. I might just squish them down a little bit to start. I probably should have done that before I put the egg wash on, but that's okay. Here we go. So into the oven, keep a good eye on them, probably at least 10 minutes, but probably a few more, and we'll pull them out when they're golden. So here they are, fresh out of the oven. If you wanted them to spread a little more, you could roll the pastry up a little bit looser when you do that part. Otherwise, enjoy, and thanks for joining us. Ka kite.